Yo, what's up? This is The Mask. This is the fastest game ever made. Put in this game last November during a good old Residence of Fate November, so I had something to speedrun while playing Roddy Oz Stories. Did runs about every Monday or so, just kind of doing casual runs. Then I decided to do one big day of science and then one big day of like actual runs. Ended up getting this time. It's a great game. I'm playing the Japanese version for absolutely no reason at all. As far as I'm aware, it's identical to the North American version. Going into stage 1 here, Stanley's apartment. As you can see, coming up, the basic move in this game is impossible. You gotta hold L and R to go really fast, press the A button to turn towards tornado. That also breaks open the window while preserving your momentum. That land onto the ledge right there is tougher than it looks. It's one of the things I came up with. And we're fighting the first mini-boss coming up here. We're using the guns. The guns do the most damage out of everything you have, and just 2 takes them out. I had a setup where I used the final gun on the right side because it also breaks open the window, but it's a bit too inconsistent compared to just doing that. Punch the clocks, jump up here, and soon we'll be fighting the first real boss. Game sure goes by fast, doesn't it? Yo, it's Grandma, landlord lady. So the old strategy was to use 3 guns, but I took this strategy from the task, which is 2 hammers into 2 guns. It saved about 1 second, I think. Okay. And just like that, first stage is done. On to stage 2. I think this is the construction site or something. I haven't actually seen the movie, but it's good. Those hammers there avoid the landing splat, because normally if you just like fall for a long period, you'll land on the ground, and it just wastes a lot of time, because the mask has to pick himself back up. Here's a setup to avoid blue guy, hardest normal enemy in the game. There's also a small frame drop there. Didn't splice, I promise, just had some recording issues there. You gotta place the mask very specifically on what I call the cranes. You gotta place them like overlapping the wheel in order to get a double hit, and then 2 guns takes them out. It's a little bit tougher than it looks, but it's not that bad. That'll be our first Milo there. Milo increases your maximum mass points by 50 per dog. And more mass points mean you can use the guns more, which means you can take out the bosses faster. This is a very precise skip. This skips the pre-boss animation, the mask, like, eyes coming out of his mask or whatever. Crypton Bear did the science on that skip. I'll probably be linking his tape in the description of this video. Basically, you gotta tap left and the hammer at around the same time, and that skips the animation on the way down. Alright, now we're in level 3, which is the apartments at night or something. Jump over here. Again, this hammer is to stop the landing on the way down. This is probably one of the easier stages. Here's another dog. Max points up to 600 now. This is very useful for the upcoming boss, because we'll have exactly enough mass points to take him out. Do a little bit of a slide here. I think the slide just saves a few frames over running normally. And you have to do a little jump there in order to get back to 600 mass points for the boss. The first gun here is kind of tricky. You kind of have to mash the gun out, but as long as you get the first one out, the rest are very easy. As you can see there, that's why we had to have 600 mass points, because, yeah, 6 guns and he's dead. On to stage 4, the park. The park is one of the more technical stages in terms of movement. Because the mask moves so fast, it's very easy to, like, overshoot where you want to go. You can see there I had to, like, slow down just so I didn't overshoot the trash bin or whatever. And that takes you to another dog for more mass points. A little bit of a walk there again for a setup to jump through the trees. Here's the maze portion of the run. Tornado there to take out the dude at the bottom while still moving forward. Geyser boost is very hype. And now we're fighting the boss. So what I'm going to do this boss is a bit slower than the tape I learned from, but it's much more consistent, which is 2 hammers on the way down, then you push them to the right. Then you have to wait for your mass points to come out, and then 1 more hammer takes them out. It's a bit faster to move the boss to the left, because you don't have to wait to get him stuck against the right wall, get stuck against the left wall instead, but I didn't really like that strategy. And now we're here to the prison. Stage is not too bad, but it's very annoying to hit these switches. Then I'm gonna run into the electric fence because that gives me a perfect setup to get to the switch. And you'll see me like actually punching the levers, because if you punch a lever and then press up, it like expands your hitbox and makes it easier to open them. So for the top floor here, there's a lot of different strats you can do. I ended up doing this one because it's the most consistent. You can actually open the levers with like the guns. There I kind of slowed down for a little bit because one of the prison guys with the knife is a bit annoying. That was one of the last strats I came up with. in terms of just trying to move as fast as possible without getting blown the heck out. In here, one more dog, now onto the boss. So this boss is the hardest boss if you're trying to go as fast as possible. He's what I like to call the prison guy. There exists a strategy called the prison guy quick kill where if you use the guns right before he hits you, like you see him like swing his little ball and chain. If you use the guns on the frame before it would hit you, you do double damage with the guns. And you're able to take him out without having to do this like slow ending where you just punch him down. That saves like what, 4 or 5 seconds? Crypton Berry also did the science on that. That's probably the biggest thing missing from this run is it doesn't have that quick kill. And that's probably going to be what's needed to get a sub 720 in this game. Also, you just missed stage 6. All you have to do there is walk forward, use the horn, and you'll skip it because it just like expands your hitbox unless you go to the end of level trigger. Event to event here in this stage. This is the final stage, by the way. Level 7. We're moving through it. Right here, I turn around and then re-enter the vent. That's camera manipulation. That's also something I took from the tasks. There's a few spots where you want to like enter vents facing a certain direction in order to fix the camera. And that was one of them. It's probably the biggest one that humans can do. Jump into the vent here again, hammer to stop the landing splat. Into the elevator. This song's hype, by the way. Heckin' Diddy. Not today, Diddy. Hammer, grab the master back up to 700. Then do a little bit of setup here, and this is the final boss. The final boss is... he's not as hard as like Prison Guy in terms of getting a quick kill, but actually just fighting this guy normally is very like technical. So what you want to do is you always have to be positioned like behind him in order to get double hits. And every single gunshot you do has to be a double hit or you're gonna lose a lot of time. Additionally, you also have to be jumping into the music notes in order to get your mass points back because you can't take him out in one round of guns. And also, you have to get him stuck in a specific spot where you're like behind him and he just like goes back and forth and you're also getting mass points back. This ended up being the fastest I've ever done this boss fight because I was able to get so many like music notes to get my mass points back while also getting him stuck very fast. So all these hits I'm doing right now are double hits, which is why I need to position the mask very specifically behind the boss. And I have just enough, well, I have 50 left over to take him out in 2 rounds of gun. Just like that, it's it, it's over, it's done. Timing stops and the mask starts moving, which is right now. Wow. Damn, the mask is fast. We saved the girl. I have no idea who she is or the actress that portrayed her in the movie. But it's done. It's been masked. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. Now that the run's over, I don't know what to say. Now you get these fine credits. I'm a big fan of the music that plays during the credits. There's of course nothing at all. I want you to savor what you've experienced in the short 7 levels, one of which was entirely skipped while playing the mask. So yeah, shouts to Crypton for doing the science in this game. He's a big supporter of the mask. Shouts to the ever-growing mask community, which I'm sure is it's expanding as we speak. Shouts to Jim Carrey. Shouts to the level 1 song and the song The Final Stage. They're both pretty good. Shouts to Prison Guy Quick Kill at some point for the sub 720. Shoutouts to shoutouts. All the special thanks, and the credits. I'm sure they also deserve shoutouts. And yeah, we'll be trying commentating more stuff, more PBs. Finally get those on YouTube instead of putting it off forever. Game over, even though we won, but it is what it is. And Black Pearl Software, you geniuses. Here at the end, I just show off that it is, in fact, the Japanese version. It was not played on a real card, so it was played on a flash card, but I would like to one day purchase a real copy of the mask. You can see here, it was Japanese, it's crazy. Yeah, no differences that I'm aware of. Yeah, that about does it for post-commentary on the mask. All I have to say is that, remember, you may be fast, but you'll never be as fast as the mask. Thanks for watching, see you next time.